So, hello everybody, and welcome to Magic Month of April. I really, really hope that some of you have made it through all of that chaos to the live show. And I'd be really grateful if those of you listening live can let me know that you can hear and see and that the technology is working correctly. Because we've obviously had a magic month blip and the sound wasn't working, and so a whole new link has been set up, and now hopefully, yay, it's worked. Apart from, I have just noticed that not everyone has been automatically registered, so if you bear with me, I'm hoping I'll be able to do that now, just for anybody that's like searching for the link. And then we will actually begin Magic Month, which would be amazing. And so, yeah, I'm going to subscribe everybody now. Perfect. So at least they will get the replay. And yes, I am so sorry about that. There was some kind of weird block on my computer, and then on the mic it was like off on Google or something like that. You can see that I'm not very technical. And then we tried to put it on Facebook, and then I got my computer to work, and so now we've got it all here and happening. It is so lovely to see faces that I recognize and know, and I really hope that as many of you get to at least watch the replay, if not live. I'm very sorry for your time with the technical issues. Welcome to Magic Month of April. If you haven't met me before, my name is Karila, and I'm from the Starlight Temple, which is a company that does all sorts of courses and ceremonies and sacred light work, land travel adventures that are about using channeled and spiritual tools to become more empowered, to live more of your light, to live more of your magnificence, to live in greater alignment and in more happiness. And Magic Month is a energy forecast, so it gives you an astrological, seasonal, ascension energy overview for the month ahead, and so that you can use that guidance to know the best times to heal, the best times to manifest, to know which months you need to put your seatbelt on for, to know what is going on in the kind of really big energetic picture, so that you can use that information to live more magically, to live more ceremonially, and to make it work for you and your path. And April is a really exciting month. It's a very powerful portal for healing. It is a very, very powerful month for healing. And maybe polishing yourself. I did read one astrology report that was saying that, you know, if you think of being irritated as you getting polished and becoming more diamond-like, that is what April is. And so it's definitely one of those months that like has high energy and high emotion and high movement. It's got some of the biggest astrological and cosmic alignments of the year. It's a very, very powerful and magical month, and it's definitely a month to use the astrological alignments, because they're big and they're sexy and they're marvelous, and loads of healing and ascension can happen in April. And you know, those of you that know Magic Month will know that like I am very, I've done Magic Month for years, and I've started to notice kind of astrological and energetic patterns with the start of the month. And so what's happening at the start of the month kind of sets the vibe and sets the scene for the whole of the month. And literally the start of the month is you know, the sun is conjunct with Chiron, and Chiron is the wounded healer. And so for that to be the start of the month, it really means that it is a month for healing. You know, it really is a month for healing and coming into deeper truth. And we'll go into that in a moment. But let's start with a meditation to bring us into connection. And so when you are ready, taking a beautiful, nourishing in breath, really focusing on your heart and noticing how your heart expands and is energized with your in-breath, and breathe out, feeling everything that's not of service to you, emptying out, releasing, letting go, as you feel a column of source light from the center of the universe, pouring it down into your energy, instantly and consistently raising your vibration as this light travels down through you, down into the heart of Mother Gaia. And feel it bouncing off the heart of Mother Gaia and traveling back up through you into the heart of Source. Just allow yourself in this now to be held between these two great hearts of life, the heart of Source, the heart of the universe, and the heart of the earth. As you're held between these two great hearts, feel your heart as the central point between the heart, Mother Earth, and the heart of Source. And as you experience your heart as this central point, notice that when you're breathing in the love of the Mother, the love of the Father. And when you're breathing out, you're letting your heart expand into its confidence, into its brilliance, into all that your heart can be. Just by recognizing that your heart is the place where Source and Earth meet. As you feel this place, this meeting, this central point, this inner crossover of Source and of Earth, allow it to be charged in this now, in this moment. And feel your heart opening. more fully to this webinar, which is exactly where you are meant to be, happening in divine time. We speak to you, dearest ones, of the experience that those of you listening live to Magic Month have just had, and we say that that sense of there being a false start and then a restart, a rebirth, a coming back into alignment, into flow, and most importantly, into truth, into voice is exactly the healing journey that can happen for you all. And many of you may have felt like the first part of your year of 2022 has had a full start energy to it, a stop and start going and stopping energy to it. And many of you have felt thrown by the amount of chaos that is available this year. And what we say is that this chaos is potential energy, is creative energy, and you should be working with it. But you will find that if you allow yourself to rebirth, to reboot, to restart in April, setting new New Year's resolutions, new intentions, being willing to really do things differently, willing your truth to be louder and clearer and more lived. Through your healing journey, you will find that the chaos of 2022 becomes a blessing for the rest of the year. And so we say that Aquaria is all about living the lessons and the ceremony of the now, and use Magic Month and the lesson of the full start as a potential for exactly what can happen for you, for your truth, in this sacred healing portal month that is April and into May. And so I hope that is, as a message, helpful to you all. And we didn't do that much meditation, but I would love to hear how you are feeling after that lovely kind of centering your heart between source and the earth. And I would also ask those of you listening live to remind me, although I think my guides are going to remind me, that they have this big voice thing they want to do at the end to help you with your truth. And so, yeah, so as the guides have said, we can think of this year so far, or at least April, if you're not feeling aligned and in the flow, as an opportunity to start over, to reconnect, to begin again. And like I said, April is really all about healing. And so let's do the forecast. So today is the first of 2 new moons in April. And this new moon has got a really powerful, well, today, tomorrow is the new moon. It's got a really powerful grand stellium. So exactly like what happened, you know, the fact that it's happening at the start of the month means that April is new beginnings. Whenever there's a new moon at the very start of the month, it means that that month has the potential for new beginnings. This is one of my magic month patterns that I've noticed over the years. And also the sun is conjunct with Chiron in Aries, which is an annual meeting. And the sun in astrology really represents our kind of truth. And so we've got the theme of truth at the start of this month, and the theme of Chiron. And Chiron is, in my opinion, one of the most important asteroids or mini planets that we can look at, because Chiron is the wounded healer, and that means that Chiron represents us. We as humanity are definitely the wounded healers of the planet, and so whatever Chiron's doing is so relevant and so important to us. Sorry, I'm not sure what you need, Andrea, to open up in your computer. I can send you the link to the webinar jam if that's helpful, and you can copy and paste it from here. And so you know, the sun meeting Chiron is, I'm sorry, I can't email it to you. Maybe somebody else can. You'll have to listen to you on your phone if not. The sun in Chiron is about our healing journey to more of our truth. And the sun conjunct with Chiron, especially in Aries, which is like, you know, the leadership energy, the fire energy, it is all about moving to the next level of healing. And so that's what April is saying. It's about moving to the next level of healing. This conjunction is about bringing more softness, more awareness, deeper wisdom to our wounds, so that we can transcend them. And you know, because it's happening on the first day of the month, it's like I said, setting the atmosphere or the scene for the whole month. That's what this month is going to be about. And we also have the new moon dominated by this really amazing grand stellium, which is 5 planets. We've got Aries, Moon, Sun, Mercury, Pallas Athena, and Chiron, all within 8 degrees of the new moon. And so if you think, Mercury is often about communication and about truth, but it's also about healing. Pallas Athena is about wisdom. Chiron is about the wounded healer. Aries is about kind of moving forward and beginning. It's the start of the cycle. And the moon is the feminine and the sun is the masculine. The moon is our emotions and the sun is our truth. And so these are the kind of themes we're healing in April, you know, like this is, everything can begin again. The masculine, the feminine, our truth in particular, our wisdom, it's all coming up for healing. It's all coming up for evolution and development, and yeah, and so that is amazing. And then that's the tone for the whole month. And then what we have on the between the 4th and 6th of April, we have Mars conjunct with Saturn. But there's loads of conjuncts in April, and conjunct is when 2 planets come together. They're like superpowers merge together and they make one super energy. And so their energies get multiplied by each other, and their combination is like a super force. And you know, the fact that a lot of the healing is in happening through conjunctions astrologically, what that means is that this is about everything coming together, everything happening in wholeness. And Mars, which is the warrior energy, is coming conjunct with Saturn, both in Aquarius. Mars and Saturn, they are volatile energies when they're together. So Mars, you know, it's the warrior, it's about boundaries, it's very much about, in a way, our sacred anger or the shadow of our anger. And Saturn is about karma and law and order and bringing things into order. And so these two together, they're going to bring anything that we haven't dealt with to a head. They're going to bring it up, you know. This is one of those irritated moments in the month where you're getting polished. But it does feel like very positive in the sense that it's all about what's not serving you. You know, it's not one of those things of like bringing up the big trauma, bringing up the pain. It's about bringing up what isn't serving you, bringing it into the surface in order for it to be healed, in order for it to meet with all of these amazing healing energies and frequencies and magics this month. And straight after that, on the 7th, we have a very important T-square that I think is going to be what the next 2 months are about. And I really think that April's healing, you will understand when we get to the end of the forecast, but April's healing is April and May's healing. Like, this is a journey that begins today, now, and will take us right through probably to near the solstice, partly because of this T-square energy, which is Vesta and Saturn and the lunar node. And Vesta, you know, she's goddess of hearth and heart and home. And she's also about higher purpose. And, you know, Saturn on its kind of highest level is about getting yourself into alignment with your highest purpose. And the lunar nodes are about where you're going, where you've been and where you're going. And so this T-square is all about alignment. And, you know, alignment is alignment of thoughts, words, and actions. You know, it's like when your head, your heart, and your belly all agree. And when we're in alignment, my guides have spoken loads about alignment in the last couple of years. You know, they've said it's like you can do all of these energy practices and manifesting practices and healing practices and ascension practices, and you can do all of that, and they are really effective and they are really amazing. But you know what? Being in alignment, like living your truth, will mean that all of those upgrades just happen naturally, will mean that you have all of the energy and magic and life force that you need, because then you're living as soul, you know, then you really are living that central point between life and the cosmos in your heart. Then you're living from your heart. And so much of ascension, the guide said that like the easiest way to ascend is to just live in alignment. Is to just live in alignment. Like, then if we did that all the time, we would just ascend, and we wouldn't necessarily need to work particularly hard for it. It would just happen on the kind of highest self level. And so this T-square is important. And what I feel, the healing energy that you know, the curtains of April are opening, the stellium is opening, the sky is aligning for, is for us to come into greater alignment by the solstice, and is for us to heal the things that are keeping us out of alignment and out of our highest purpose. And so this healing is exciting because it's about path, it's about being bigger, it's about being more of yourself. The 7th is a very powerful day to manifest. Today is a powerful day to manifest. Tomorrow is a powerful day to manifest. And I would set intention for what you want to heal on those days. The 4th and the 6th, they're days to live. Like, they're days to like just notice what's coming up in the map of your life, what's happening. And then on the 7th, what I'm gonna do and what I advise you do is just say to your higher self and the universe, okay, I surrender, put me in alignment, like show me what I need to change, heal what needs to heal. I manifest alignment and see what happens. And this is all a big, juicy, sexy, wonderful build up to the 12th of April, which is probably one of the biggest cosmic events, if not the second biggest cosmic event of the year. It is definitely the biggest cosmic event of the month. It is Jupiter and Neptune conjunct in Pisces. Do I sound like Nigella Lawson? Because that is how we should be feeling. Very, very delicious about the Jupiter and Neptune conjunction. So there are many layers to it. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, and you know, some of you have heard me say this so many times, but for those of you that are new to Magic Month, to me, what the planets do is they rule or they move our currents of consciousness, just like the moon moves the ocean currents, and each planet is connected to different current. And Jupiter is the ruler of the current of our path, our expansion, our abundance, all of the big, beautiful, juicy stuff. And Neptune is the planet of our spiritual awakening, our dream, kind of on its highest level. Neptune is consciousness as unconditional love. It's like ascended consciousness, and it's very connected to all of our spiritual gifts and yeah, all of our wonderful idea energy, our sacred imagination, which, you know, I had a message the other day from the wind, from the spirit of the wind, and the wind was just like, your imagination, as in humanities. It's like the wind that's made of all the colors, and you know, it's the most beautiful wind there is. It's made of all the colors. And Neptune at its highest level is us honoring this wind, this rainbow wind of our own imagination. How beautiful is that? And so, you know, Jupiter and Neptune conjunct, that's like big spiritual awakening. Like, spiritual awakenings happen when these two are conjunct. For the collective, you know, this is going to go on for like basically most of the year, but it's going to mean like the next level of collective awakening, upgrades of our spiritual paths, our spiritual gifts. It's just gorgeous. And the kind of, yeah, so Jupiter and Neptune come together quite regularly, but they haven't come together in Pisces for 166 years. And you know what happened? I love looking at the kind of history of astrology. The last time they came together, and this is so cool, they discovered this, like, that clothing, they discovered a way for synthetic dyeing, which meant that suddenly people were able to wear really bright colored clothes, like all over. If you were rich, if you were poor, it wasn't just an elite thing. And so everybody started wearing color and working with color, and it was like this time of vibrancy and color, and that is just Jupiter and Neptune together. And so, you know, this is maybe us recognizing the wind of all colors that is our imagination this time. And it's just magic. It's like path as magic. It's such a powerful day to be manifesting and really catch the wave of that, because it's going to be going on throughout the year. It's powerful day. Do your breath work, do your pranayam, do your meditation, do your ascension practices on that day, whichever ones are flowing your boat right now. It's just potent. Be in ceremony if you can, even if it's personal ceremony. Ask for a greater awakening of yourself. It's a magic day, and it's really one to align with. It's like, on Magic Month, often lots of dates are given, and what I find is that some dates are for you, and then some dates are for other people, and I try and honor as many as I can, but you don't always remember. But like the 12th is one to remember. Like, put it in your diary, work with the planets, work with planetary magic, make it happen. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And yeah, we might. So if it's ready in time, Starlight is starting a subscription service called the Starlight Sanctuary that very much I want for days like the 12th, where we're going to kind of go deeper and do extra stuff and things like that. And I'm hoping that we might be ready in time to do something on the 12th. So I will let you know if we are, because it's like, that's the kind of day I want to be holding channeling circle and doing channeling on. And so, yeah, I don't know for sure, but I will let you know. I will try. And then on April 14th, the Sun is conjunct with Aries in Aries. Aries, goddess Aries is a dwarf planet. She is the goddess of chaos and strife. She is the sister of Mars. Now, I am pretty sure that in my personal experience of Corona, I felt like she was goddess Aries. I'd read astrological reports that were noticing that what was happening with the coronavirus was very connected to what Aries was doing. And when I had Corona, and some of you had it with me, we connected to goddess Aries and really felt like she communicated with us about how to heal and how to work with the coronavirus as an ascension symptom to heal ourselves. And so for me, Aries is the kind of creator, the bringer of coronavirus. And what I believe this conjunct Aries in Aries is really the final integration. It's like the final, like, what have you learned from the goddess of chaos in the last, since March 2020? And it's like she's come back round, and like lots of people have her, but it's much lighter now. And it just feels like this might be a wrap-up moment or an integration moment or a completion of the journey that we have been on with chaos, with discord, with Corona. And for me, Corona was very much and is very much about sovereignty and leadership. And so the Sun conjunct with Aries in Aries is that, right, come into your leadership now, come into your sovereignty now, come into that polished state of your power now, because that's what you've been going through, all of this chaos and cocooning and challenges for, if you choose to perceive it in that way. And so I feel like this is a really, really, it's also the middle of the month. It's like, take stock, take stock of, if you think of this, the full start of this year, it's like a breakout of the last 2 years of the cocoon. And it's like, okay, so you tried, you didn't quite break out now, come into greater sovereignty now, come into greater leadership now, come in to mastering the chaos, because it's potential energy, it's manifesting energy, it's pure energy. Come into all of that now. And so this is a very powerful day to do healing, especially any integration-y healing. So any body work, any physical type of integration healing, like yin yoga, really listening to your body, simply going outside and grounding, having a massage, setting intention with the massage and be like, I'm going to integrate the last the journey since March 2020, or even before, since 2019 if you want, but maybe sitting in meditation with it, whatever you feel like you need to do to come into completion, to come into wholeness. Remember that stellium and the start of the month and this invitation that is about becoming more whole. Healing, it means becoming more whole. And so can we let this journey come into a different level of completion now within ourselves? I'm not saying on the collective level Aries is leaving, but it's just what can complete between our truth and our sovereignty and our leadership, because the sun is conjunct with Aries. And also that means, if you take out the corona story, that means that planet of chaos is connecting to our truth. We have the potential to really burst through, to break out, to relinquish, to... Chaos is amazing for breaking up our truth, for helping us release patterns. So it's a powerful day to do healing. It's a powerful day to do clearing. It's really a powerful day to harness all of these healing energies of truth. And then on April 16th, we have the Libra full moon. And this moon, it's about letting go. It's one of those moons. So imagine big emotions, illuminations, release of what's out of balance. It is a full moon to do the work, to do the inner work, to do the healing work. Between the 14th and the 16th, brilliant time to do the healing work, especially because we've got the end of that Aries charge and that fire. And so really such powerful portal for healing, 14th to the 16th. It's the middle of the month. Those healing energies are just going to be pulsing, and you're going to be so my guys like to say, either you jump or you get pushed. You're going to be healing whether you choose to sit and heal with it. So you might as well sit and heal with it. You might as well go into circle with it. You might as well deep dive with yourself with it. Otherwise the stuff's going to be coming up anyway. And remember to heal with the intention for things that are out of alignment. And then on the 19th, we have Taurus season beginning. And this, should bring a bit more nurture. It's been a very fiery, fierce, Aries season. And Taurus is more about the care and the pleasure of life and slowing into the healing. And so I invite you to do care as the month goes on, to do self-care, to do self-nurture, and to do remember, the greatest self-nurture is self-listening. Listen, do what's right for you. Because you are preparing yourself at the end of the month for what I feel is going to be a very amazing and wonderful eclipse window. And we have a really beautiful build up to the eclipse window. So the 27th, that T-square peaks, the T-square, the Vesta T-square. And so this is the, just before we go into the eclipse window, it's like, I have to be in alignment. Everything that's out of alignment is going to be really highlighted and shown to me. And then on April 28th, Venus is conjunct with Neptune. And Venus, you know, April's awesome in the sense that, like, we've got like Jupiter conjunct with Neptune and Venus conjunct with Neptune, and they're like the two yes planets. Like, Venus is as good as Jupiter. She's about love and heart and sensuality and beauty. And so, yes, you know, this month is also a healing and an awakening of the heart, you know, of Venus and Neptune conjunct. That's like your heart awakening, is like your creative, romantic, spiritual growth, and yeah, about really living your love as your spirituality and being your love. And so yeah, it's a beautiful day to romance somebody. 28th of April, it's a beautiful day to love yourself, to romance yourself, to nurture yourself. Starlight will definitely be doing something free on that day, not as part of the sanctuary, but as a free event, so sign up to our mailing list. And yeah, it's just like, it's like this month is going to take us through what I feel is like quite a cutthroat process, in the sense of, like, if you haven't seen what's out of alignment yet, you are going to see it. But it's so that you can come into more heart, so that your spiritual awakening can become more heart-centered. It's to take you to your heart and to living more of your heart. And that is what the cosmic map is saying. And then on the 29th, Pluto retrograde begins. So we come out of all planets being direct. Pluto retrograde. So when a planet retrogrades, what it looks like is it appears as if it is going in the opposite direction in the sky. What it spiritually means is that you are the themes of that planet go really inward, and it becomes about your inward journey rather than about your outward journey. And Pluto is the great rebirther, is the great death and rebirth and transformation, that, you know, in many ways, the ultimate healer. Just like death is the ultimate healer, you know, Pluto is about our shadow, our deep subconscious, about our relationship with money and power and life and death. And, you know, Pluto's Pluto and rules the cycles of death and rebirth. And so Pluto's going retrograde because it is time for you to turn in everything that this month has shown you about, and every healing intention and all the heart opening and intention to align. The key is to turn inward. Pluto going retrograde just before an eclipse window is like, go inwards, guys. Like, go in, go deep, die and rebirth yourself and remanifest yourself and recycle yourself. And you know, I feel like it's about stepping, this particular Pluto retrograde is about stepping into a new power. And something I got from Solara's guides in South Africa, where I was for most of this month, was her guides said, you know, more power, more true power leads to more peace. It always leads to more peace. And so what are we doing? On the collective right now, we're seeing where we're not in our true power, because there's so much non-peace on the collective. And what the collective's doing, it has to influence our own shadow work, and is the key to what we need to heal on the deep subconscious level. And so then on the 30th, we have the next new moon. You know, two beginnings, the restart, exactly what the guide said, the full start and then the new start. We have the Taurus New Moon, which is a solar eclipse, and Venus is conjunct in Jupiter. And so this is the first eclipse of 2022. Those of you will know that I am obsessed with eclipse windows. Absolutely obsessed with eclipse windows. Like, eclipse windows, in my opinion, are the best time to do shadow work. Shadow work is working with your deep subconscious, it's working with Pluto. And shadow work is about uprooting the things that we are manifesting that we don't want in our life. And it is life-changing, and it has transformed my life over and over and over and over again. It is absolutely an essential part of our ascension, and experience has taught me that the best time to do shadow work is an eclipse window. And it's like, I was saying that for years, and then I was like, oh yeah, there is actually a shadow on the sun and the moon. The sky is spelling it out. It's like, time to do your shadow work. And when you do shadow work in an eclipse window, like, the healing is just accelerated. It shows up so much more quickly. And April, in my opinion, is leading us perfectly, magically, powerfully, forcefully into what is going to be a very, very powerful but nice eclipse window. This eclipse window has so much heart energy in it. It has Venus conjunct with Jupiter. It is about your heart expanding into your path. It is about becoming the abundance of your energy, the abundance of your alignment. It's about, this eclipse window, and they are never gentle, but it has so much silver lining in it. And it's such a beautiful, and it's such an acceleration into the next chapter, into more alignment, into soul's evolution. And it's Taurusy, so it's got pleasure and sensation. So obviously opening on Beltane. So, it's very much about rebirthing our life force energy. And that is just sexy, and it's magic, and it's amazing. And so it's a very important eclipse window. Definitely, with Pluto retrograde, start your healing, set intention for the eclipse window. Definitely try and do ceremonial healing at the start of this eclipse window for everything that April has shown you, everything that April has surfaced. Because it's going to be so powerful. And that's why I feel like there's this like build up, step by step, rebirth. It's like the rebirth, the full start, I feel, is like, okay, you're going to see where you full started, where you're still out of alignment. And then this eclipse window is just going to bring you into perfect, amazing, magic alignment. And so April is for the courageous. It is for the people that are ready for change. It has so much lightening and awakening energy, and it will launch you into what is a very seductive birth in May. And so it's cool, right? Like, what do you think? Tell me what you think. I want to hear what you guys think. I want to hear how you're feeling. I'm going to actually say this now. If any of you want to go really deep with eclipse windows, or feel that like, yes, I need to heal this eclipse window, then I have a commitment to always hold space for people to do their shadow work in eclipse windows. This eclipse window course is called Revive, and I'm so excited about it because it is a course using temporal alchemy, which is the ultimate shadow healing medicine that I know, and lots of other amazing channeled healing medicines. And it is on healing the wounds of tiredness. Because what my guides say is that like tiredness is basically the expression that you're out of alignment. And one of the kind of breakthroughs I had around that equinox when I was in South Africa was I was like, I have lived my whole life tired, and I've done quite a lot in my life, but I'm like, what could I do if I wasn't tired all the time? Like, and I just kind of set this intention that I was like, I don't want to live tired. And I suddenly understood that that choice is a choice of Aquaria, because, you know, in Pisces, everything was energy exchange. It was like, I'll change this for this. In Aquaria, it's about energy preservation, because if you are living fully charged, then you can manifest, then you can create, then you can be in those Aquarian flows. And as I kind of came to that, I suddenly got the download about the eclipse window course, which I'm so excited about. What you know, the guides talk about the fact that, like, there are these 6 kind of patterns that cause us to be tired, which if you click on the website, they come up. They're like pushing and draining and blocking, and there's certain patterns that we use to keep ourselves out of alignment. And what this course is going to do is take you straight into those reasons why, on a deep, deep, deep shadow level, why you're tired. Why are you creating tiredness for yourself? Why are you living out of alignment? And then there's like light chamber healing for the life force energy to like heal those patterns out of the system. And then there's these like beautiful, amazing bubbles of nature energy to really revive you. And unlike most eclipse window courses, where it's like usually like bang, 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 we're getting to get it done, because it's on tiredness, there's a day off in between each one. So it's like you work and then you rest, and then you work and then you rest. So if any of you are called to it, please do come along. I think it's going to be amazing, and I really feel like, yeah, it's time for us to stop being tired, you know? Like, how much are we limiting our own potential by always being slightly out of alignment? And so that is Revive. As you can see, I'm very excited about it, and I hope that some of you can come. And then I'm going to pull the card of the month. Faith. So this month is all about faith. Miraculously, amazingly, everything I need always comes. Love is opening me to receive beyond anything I imagine. Love is opening me. You know, another message I had in South Africa was, because I was doing a lot of heart healing in South Africa. And my guides have said this many times, but they've been like, you know, when your heart is breaking, it's breaking open to yourself. But this time they were like, your heart is going to keep breaking until it breaks open to yourself. And that's the kind of impression I get of April, is it's like, open to yourself. Open to yourself. And let love lead you out. You know, in a way, it's like, what I see for April is the things that are out of alignment are going to become so uncomfortable. You cannot not start addressing them. You cannot not start working with them. And faith, I had a really big lesson in faith, funnily enough, at the time I had coronavirus, actually. It was when the Venus Gate workshops were running, and the guides did one on faith. And what they said of faith was that faith is the experience of knowing that you're divine. It is believing, being alive with your own divinity. And that's what this healing is for. It's to become more source, to become more alive with your own divinity, more alive with your own power. And, you know, the fact that faith has come up and I have that personal connection with faith and corona, and Aries is back in magic month. I'm just like, yeah, for me, this is about completing and rebirthing out of the last period. And some of you will laugh because deep in correct, the next card is liberation, which was the eclipse window course that we ran in the first lockdown, where we were like, we need liberation. And so yeah, the cards are just like showing me loads of magic, that things are coming to completion, and they're personal magic for me, but I'm sure they have magic for all of you, especially some of you that were doing liberation at the time. And it says the doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe them anymore. You don't believe anymore that they are you. So if you look on the website, it will come up. The patterns are pushing, yeah, I can't remember. Pushing. Let's find it on the website. And we'll go into this channeling about the voice that the guides want to do. And please do share any guidance that you have yourself. So pushing, dragging, draining, pleasing, avoiding, and blocking are the patterns of tiredness. And these are life force patterns of tiredness. And so they are things that, according to the guides, are in your life force energy, they're in your sexual energy. This eclipse window is about the sexual energy. That's why the festival of Beltane, which is the like festival of the sex, of nature, of when like the earth has sex with the sun, and then everything becomes fertile, that the Magdalene festival, you know, for an eclipse window to be opening on that festival, it's going to be about the life force energy and the sexual energy. That's what it's going to be about. And so yeah, so yeah, be careful who you what's your shadow sex interactions. Maybe be a bit selective about your energy. Make it sacred, you know, otherwise it might get messy. The eclipse window. And yeah, so now I'm going to, unless anybody has questions or anything, I'm going to hand over to the guides. And I ask for the highest level guidance to flow through me now. In terms of your healing journey, we begin this transmission by asking you to connect to the column of source light that you are inside, and feeling your aura being sealed from top to bottom in white and golden light, being surrounded by the rainbow, violet fire. And we invite you to grounding into the heart of Gaia in the golden age of Aquaria. And as you anchor in, to the heart of the new earth, we send into your aura the illumination, healing light. That is filled with all of the healing frequencies. And now we condense this into your throat. Oh yes, the month of April is about healing the heart, breaking the heart more open to the truth of the soul, rebirthing the heart. But it is particularly about the relationship between the heart and the voice. And in this moment, we invite you to connect to this sense of your heart being the center point between source and life. Noticing that as you do, there is an instant lift up and feeling the vibrations of healing frequencies that are perfect for you being sent into your throat, into your voice of truth chakra. And this may cause your ears to pop or there to be a sense of yawning, of opening, happening. And we invite you to allow this to surrender into it. And the healing frequencies that you are receiving are frequencies to bring your voice into more alignment with your heart, so that you more easily speak the truth of your heart. And we invite you to remember the wisdom of Solara and Ra. More power is more peace. And as you feel the contraction between the throat and the heart loosening, we invite you to open your heart towards yourself, so that it doesn't need to be broken open. And open your voice, your throat towards yourself, and doing so will bring you more clarity. Will mean that you are able to hear yourself more clearly. And so we invite you, if you choose to have a daily practice for April, to connect to your heart as the center point, feeling the lift, connect to your heart opening towards yourself, and then your throat opening towards yourself. Really feeling this sense of inner wind, of inner spaciousness that happens. And this is a practice that can be done as part of your daily meditation. But it is also something you can simply do as you go about your day. It is mainly the intention to center, open, open. And the more you practice it, the more clearly you will be able to hear the soul as self, which is what this alignment journey is all about. And breathing in love, and breathing out gratitude. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. Feeling the illumination, healing energy dissipating now. Noticing how you are feeling. Noticing how your vibration has changed. Honoring if you feel very different from how you felt at the start of Magic Month. And understanding that this beginning of Magic Month, the ceremony of the full start, can lead you to feeling more consistently like this by the end of the month. So it's like that is where the month can take you if you choose, if you align, if you do the inner work. And this is where the 2 months, it really is like April kind of spills into May, is what I feel. And then into June, in a way, to the solstice. Now feeling the violet flame coming through you, Transmuting all energy that does not serve or belong into love and light if it is ready to be transmuted. Feeling a golden rain shower of light. Taking any energy that's meant to go to Gaia as an offering to the Great Mother. And a big beam of source light, taking any energy that's meant to go somewhere else, wherever it is in the highest good for it to go. And breathing in love, breathing out gratitude, breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. And when you're ready, opening your eyes and coming into the room. And so noticing how you're feeling. When you are ready, just taking a moment to share how you're feeling. Sharing in the temple space. And the only other thing to maybe mention, those of you that got excited about all the Neptune magic, is we have the dates for this year's channeling course, which is October, but some people might want to pay in installments and book now, so that's the details for that. I hope that some of you can make the Eclipse Window course, because I think it's going to be luscious and lovely and magical. And yeah, I thank you all for your patience with Magic Month and the full start. And I'm so pleased you're feeling in alignment and bubbling, and hopefully you're feeling as up for the healing journey that April and May hold as I am. And yeah, please do share Magic Month if it's helpful to you. Please do share it around. I'm really hoping to get away from those Piscean things like Facebook, move into like Aquarian things like community. And so one of the ways I think we can do that is by really promoting and supporting each other and helping each other. And so if Magic Month helpful to you and you think it might help someone else, please do pass it along. It is of course a gift to everyone, and I'm sure it will be seen by anybody that needs to see it. So much love, so much magic, so many blessings to you all. Thank you, and thank you to the guides. So if we close our eyes and just send our love and our gratitude to Gaia, to Mother Earth, to all minerals, to all plants, to all animals, and to all of humankind. Send our love and our gratitude to the cosmic map and the planets, to fire, to earth, to air, to water, to love, to light, to matter and to mystery, to source, to all of our beautiful guides, the wonderful star beings that were with us this evening, to ourselves and to each other. Happy, 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 happy new moon. So much love to you all, and looking forward to being in the circle with you very, very soon.